Hello and welcome back to another episode of Vintage Survival. I'm cruising along here, slightly lost. I think this is my field here on the left. Let's turn the HUD back on. Yes, it is. Alright, so I'm going to turn in. Oh, who is that arriving already? Oh yeah, I'll get to the truck here in a minute. I did end up being able to pick up the white. It's busy doing plowing with those beautiful duals. This guy's not there yet. This guy is. He got here too quick. So we're going to have to wait for him to just turn the corner and we'll put a kibosh on him. He got here real fast. I thought the other guys would have more time to get ahead of him, considering the amount of time I spent up setting up other stuff. Wow. Just flying. Alright. Get about here. Back up just a hair. Pull forward. Put a stop to him too. They both got there way faster than I expected. Alright. Yes. Truck. Tanker. Oh boy. Guess I'm glad I looked at this, huh? His offset. Way too far over. Also, he stopped at the truck rather than... Well, this might not be a suitable vehicle for pulling the unload trailer. I got rid of the grain truck off camera after the end of the last episode. It just kept running into everything on auto drive that worked perfectly fine for everything else. And I could turn the corners manually just fine too. So it was the truck combined with auto drive. And this is trying to unload into this truck, so that's never gonna work. Yep, alright. I'm gonna have to just do this one manually real quick and get somebody else down here. Yeah, sorry there, Combine, I'm gonna pull around you. Much better. So I thought for today's episode I'd do a job I haven't done in a while. Take the Big Alice and do the cultivating, since there are 3 cultivating contracts. Alright, I don't know what's going on there. Will that solve it? Was I just a hair too close? So yeah, it was a toss-up between doing the plowing with the white or using our big friend here. And I decided it's been a while since I really drove this to do anything other than compact a silage pit. So I thought, yeah, I'm gonna do some cultivating for once. Huh. In-game AI slash steering assist isn't recognizing this tractor. That's interesting. Works on that one just fine. Nothing. Let's get this guy out of the way. Oops. So even though this truck isn't suitable for pulling this, I'm going to keep it because it is a nice little milk hauler, and it was very, very cheap at only $6,000. So we'll just let that sit there and idle. There we go. Really? that was a very long day of driving the big orange monster here. And I can't get into my shed that way. Whoo-wee! We are down to just the mowing and baling contracts with 45 grand in the bank. I have not done the best job of keeping an eye on my workers this time around. I was pretty into just grooving along with the cultivation work here. But while I was doing it, I was having a good thunk. I'm starting to feel like we're way too contract heavy and that I would like to focus more on just my own work for the most part and only do 1 or 2 contracts in an episode. Um, Probably not starting in the next episode, but maybe the one after that. I think that's the way we will go. And a part of that will be downsizing our fleet, getting rid of some of the tractors that we've had for a while, keeping some of the more recent acquisitions, and getting rid of equipment that we just don't need, um, like the stone picker. I'm a little disappointed in that. The picking contract just complete and utter failure. So we are in fact going to get rid of that right now, and I'm not even going to take it down to the shop. The extra money isn't going to be worth it. Just want it gone. And then, of course, focusing on our own fields and on our cattle. Come on, where's the button? There it is. Oh, I was hoping there'd be some good cows in here. Gotta check this every now and then so you don't miss a really good animal. Ugly Misty. That's funny. So how are we doing on everything? Straw is about half gone already. They're good on food. They're starting to build up manure and slurry. Um, we will at some point have to get a slurry spreader. When we slow down the contracts, we will eventually be getting rid of one of the spreaders and keeping just the one for lime because we will stop doing manure. I mean, solid fertilizer rather, in favor of manure. If we can generate enough manure, that's the caveat there. So what else will be going? The big orange beast will go. I do love it, but we've had it almost since the beginning, and we have other machines now that can pull the cultivator and pull it faster. The big orange beast is kind of slow getting to and from fields. The big green beast is a maybe on also going. Um, Again, same kind of situation. Everything it can do, we have other tractors that can do it as well, if not better. Uh, that all stays, of course. Yeah. And I think the Oliver will also go. And I think that'll be what goes, period. Um, yeah, we're definitely gonna sell off this guy, that guy, and the Oliver. Did I leave this idling? I did. Shame on me. Alright. Everything else we will keep because it is all for our own use. Um, yeah, like the white here and the John Deere straight ahead of us can both handle all the cultivation work. Plowing, cultivator, disc harrow there. Um, so we really do not need this big guy or that big guy anymore. To the point where I think I just talked myself into selling this big guy right now. We're gonna just fire him up and send him straight to the shop. Alright, he's off. You know what? And he's off. Alright, let's run through everybody and do our checks. This guy is getting deliveries done still. Thankfully, all 3 fields go to the same place. This guy is about to start on his headlands. I switched him to center first because that ends up working out better with this. Any day now, dude. You don't have to back up so far. Wow. And of course, he's going to steal part of this row, but that's alright. It all works out in the end. He's going to steal almost all of that row. Which is funny because it's the first row. Alright, these guys are working together harmoniously. Or at least I thought they were. No. Back up. That was a little weird. And good timing for us. $17,000 in the bank. And the other one's coming along the road right now. Here she comes. Our final view. All right. And another 14. Yes, they were very affordable. Yes, they did us proud. But their time has come and gone. And we can really use the money. Because, ooh, which one was that? 26. That was the first one we did, actually. Nice. And we're starting delivery on the number 2. Love it. All right. What I wanted to look at, though, was how much is that field? Oh, we could just about buy this right now. And I would like to start buying up some fields. You know, that's grass, isn't it? How about this mustard field? Could I grab a couple fields together? That's David. Unfortunately, those are both David. That's also a David. That's a Walter. I have no idea what that crop is. I want to say maybe it's going to be clover. Yeah. So, just another grass. There's a corn crop, though, from Katie. And that is ready to harvest. Seriously giving some thought to that. Grabbing this one and this one. I mean, this one we really ought to buy it from David. We've been parking on it for days now. We can't quite afford this one yet, but we will be able to shortly. Alright, I'm going to clean up after this guy, and I will see you guys when I'm done. And now he is on to his next field, which is just to our left here. Yeah. There will be cleanup to do at the end of this one as well. But I have stopped the clock for now because this is going to be the end of our day and shortly the end of our episode. Let's crank our mower forward here. Because the last thing we're going to do is sell off this old girl here. And that reverse gearing is a big part of why. Ah, no, we don't want her in here. No, I said no. Between the two shed doors. I'll see you down at the shop. A quick little spin later. And here we are. This should set us up fairly nicely. Yeah. So if we go back to here and flip over, is this still ready to harvest? It is. Let's buy it with our big discount. And so there we go. Set up for the next episode. I would like to own basically from like right here, maybe even the ones behind these houses here, but definitely here, 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 up through at least 141 and all the way up into this corner. Maybe up to 139, that 132, 139. Own all of those. Even though they don't have the best yield, they're pretty good sized fields and they're right at our farm. We'll keep this block that we set up here, but we might sell this one after we harvest. I just don't know yet. But like I said, that's going to be it for today's episode. He's full already. So I'd like to thank you all for watching, and as always, I will see you on the next one.